Hey love, welcome back to DIY with Katy. Today I'm showing you how to make this gorgeous lace headband scarf with elastic. Let's jump right into it.
So let's proceed to the pattern. For this tutorial, you'll be needing a marker or a pencil. If you're using a pencil, you use a cleaner just in case you make any mistake. And you'll be using a pen if you don't use a pencil. I'll be using a marker so that it will be visible for you guys, okay? So this is our starting line. Proceed in drawing a straight line. Initially, I was using my pen, but I noticed that the line was not visible enough, okay? Now I'm using my marker and I've just drawn the straight line. So now come down for this particular pattern. So starting from the starting line, go down, okay, measure all the way down 28 centimeters. But if you want it a little bit long, this will be at the front side of our head and this will be the back side of our head. If you want it to be long, you can use 28 centimeters. But if you know you have full hair and you know that once you use 28 centimeter, it's not going to cover the whole of your hair, you can add extra to it, making it 33 centimeters, which is 13 inches. Okay, and for the width, in total for the width, I am using basically 17 and a half inches, which is 45 centimeter. Okay, so now that you've found from starting to the end of the fabric, you can also go ahead and add extra 1 inches or half inches and make a straight line. Why? Because that will be for your sewing allowance. If you could make a tiny stitch, just go ahead and draw out half inches, okay, and draw this line together, okay. And after you've done that, the next point now is to come on this side, all right, and come on this angle here, and you're going to measure 7 centimeter. Okay, you can measure 7 centimeter, but remember, because we'll be joining or we'll be folding, or you want to double your fabric to make it thicken, and the next thing you need to do is, instead of 7 centimeters, make it 10 centimeter, just like so. Okay, 10 centimeter is 4 inches. Okay, 10 centimeter, it will give you 4 inches. Okay, so now what we need to do now is to connect this line to the M. Okay, in order to get how you connect this line to the M, find the midpoint of your M, okay, by doing like so, just like I'm doing right now. Find the midpoint, okay, fold your tape rule, all right, and make a mark on that side. Okay, so now come with your straight ruler, okay, and take this line from this part which you have just marked, the 7 centimeters, which is 4 inches, and mark it all the way down to the M, okay, by making this like a triangle form. Okay, so once you've done that, do the same thing on the other side. This tutorial is one of the fastest tutorial that I have done so far. And mark this line to extend to meet the M. Okay, you have yourself a cute scarf even before cutting. So now what we need to do is to cut out this part. Okay, cut out this part, and then we proceed in making the band for the elastic. Okay, so now set your first pattern on the side and let's proceed with the band. Okay, so now our next step is to cut out the band. Okay, you need to measure from, this is the up and this is the down. The band is just a straight band. You need to measure in width. In total you need 28, okay, 28 centimeter. Okay, you can measure 28 centimeter, you can measure 30 centimeter. I'm using 30 centimeter. Okay, you can use 30 centimeter and half, which I just used. Yes, I used 12 inches, which is 30 and a half centimeter. Okay, do this, and what you need to do next is to make sure that you make the line accurate. All right, extend the line, then we'll proceed in making the length of the headband. Okay, so once you've done that, come on this very top, which we've just make a straight line, and measure down. You can use 6 centimeter or you can use 8 centimeter. Okay,
Connect the dots together. Once you've make your point, connect the dots together and cut it out, and then we're going to proceed in cutting on our fabric. Okay, this is super fast, super easy tutorial, and I hope you're enjoying this tutorial as well. The next step is to place the pattern paper on the fabric. I doubled my fabric because I want it thicken. The best fabric you can use is silk, or you can use a chiffon, and I'm using Amani silk fabric here. So go ahead and cut your fabric, your pattern out from the fabric, and let's proceed to the sewing machine. Now, when you're cutting your band, you don't have to double the band because we are going to cut the band on fold. By the time we fold this band, we need elastic, about 1 inch of elastic that's going to pass through the tunnel. So go ahead and cut your band, and let's proceed to the sewing machine. This tutorial is almost over. If you enjoyed this tutorial to this very moment, please hit the subscribe button. So once you're done cutting, I also went ahead to cut out a lace from my scrap fabric for this triangle shape, just to give it a little bit stylish. Okay, so if you don't want to add anything extra, nothing, you just want just your scarf, don't stress me. So go ahead and make a straight stitch, not on this part, not on this part, straight stitch on this triangle form and at the top of it. Okay, the starting line, you make it straight, and you're going to turn it around and make sure you iron it. Okay, this is when you don't want to add the lace from your scrap. You make it straight and then we'll proceed. But otherwise, go ahead and do the same that I'm doing. I'm going to make another tutorial of just a plain fabric with no extra stuff. Okay, and this is for the band. So what we need to do on the band, we will go to the sewing machine and make a straight stitch. So I went ahead and pinned out the lace that I wanted to add on that end, because I'm going to be stitching it inside and turning it to the right side. So if you don't want to add any lace, nothing, just go ahead and stitch like I showed you earlier on. So I'm just adding this just to try what it looks like. So I'm literally taking this to the sewing machine to make a straight stitch while I place the fabric on it, and just go ahead and do the same thing that I'm doing. I'm just pinning because I keep moving. It's a scrap fabric net, and I just don't want to throw any fabric away. So if you look carefully, I've pinned in the lace scrap fabric inward inside the right side. So I'm going to make a straight stitch at the top and on the end. So remember, I told you if you do not want to add any lace, you must have been done. Even by now you must have been done. So now let's go ahead and proceed in stitching, and we're almost done. Hey love, so I have turned it up, I've stitched this up and also stitched this part, the triangle side, adding the lace fabric. So this is a scrap lace net fabric, which I do not want to throw away at all. So since I don't have the lace end on this end, I'll be using my little thread cutter to cut out this open lace part to give it a style of its own. Okay, when you do it, it's going to be looking more like this. Okay, it's going to be looking like this instead of having that straight M. Okay, so this should be the last thing you do, by the way. So this is the band which I have stitched and ironed it. Okay, so make sure after you've ironed, you turn to the right side. Make sure you iron it this way. The stitch side should be in the middle. Okay, this is gonna be the actual right side. It's gonna be the back side, which is gonna be on your head. So what you need to do now is to measure 1 inch of elastic, the 1 inch width of elastic, but 5 inches long. Okay, once you're done measuring 5 inches long of 1 inch elastic, we're going to pass it through this tunnel. When we pass it through this tunnel, we have to stitch it on this both end to secure the elastic from bumping into each other. This is 5 inches. All right, add additional 1 inch, making 6 inches. And when you do this, because by the time we try to secure it in the tunnel, we're going to use like half an inch to secure, and you have your actual 5 in place. Okay, now I'm going to proceed in cutting my elastic. So for those who are just managing their fabric, you can watch the other tutorial where we made the headband scarf without adding any lace, without adding nothing, which is very fast as well, just 5 minutes to make, sincerely speaking. Now I'm going to pass my elastic through the tunnel. All right. So now take your elastic band that you have stitched already and place it on this hem that is open, just like so. Fold it this way and fold the other way like this. All right. And then make a straight stitch. All right. I'll show you one more time. Your elastic, fold it this way and fold the other one like so. Make a straight stitch. Do the same thing on this other side and I'll show you what it looks like. So I've gone ahead to secure the elastic. Okay, so what you need to do next is to try to cut off the excess before turning it to the right side. Like, this tutorial is literally fast. It's just that making a video, you just have to explain properly, you know, because I don't want you guys making a mistake. So now you turn it this way. You have yourself the perfect headband. Okay, that is it for today's tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. I hope your headband scarf turned out amazing. Don't forget, part 2 is coming soon, and this time it's without the lace, to keep it super simple, and also how to make it more bigger. If you enjoy this, please hit the subscribe button, tap the notification bell so you never miss a DIY with me. I'll also be showing you how to customize your own eyewear, just like the one you see on my gorgeous model and also the mannequin. You know, it's for fun, easy, and perfect if you're looking to try something creative. So get your glasses ready and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye.